Hey everybody, it's Brenda here from Survival Crafts. Wow, it's been a really crazy few weeks and very sorry that we haven't been able to get videos out. Here's our first one for the time being. It's on horse packing. I'm really hoping that you preppers out there will enjoy this especially. I think it's a fantastic resource for those who are preppers or anybody that wants to get into horse packing. I will apologize right now for the video quality sound. I'm just working with brand new software, so it's a little bit difficult for me to figure this all out. Anyway, enjoy the video.
Welcome to Survival Crafts. This is a show with how-to in bushcraft, survival, traditional skills, and prepping. Today we're going to do some horse packing. My name is Riley, and this is show number 15. Hope you enjoy the video.
Tracey, why don't you take us through the process of the steps that you're taking to pack a horse?
Okay, well the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we have our pack saddle fitting the horse properly. And the saddle that we're using is kind of a modified version of the old Decker saddles. The nice thing about those saddles, as opposed to the old sawbuck saddles, is they will fit more than one horse, because when we bring the saddle over, we'll show you that the panels are actually kind of floating. Whereas the old sawbuck saddles were actually designed to fit the specific horse they were made for. So the first thing we want to start with is we always like to use a saddle blanket and a saddle pad.
And what does that do for the horse? If you're going to use both of those, what's the reason behind that?
A couple things. Number one, you want to protect the horse. So we're giving them lots of padding to protect them from things digging into them. Sweating.
A lot of the sweat.
And the nice thing about putting the blanket down first, because the horse does get very sweaty, is it's easier to wash a blanket than it is to watch. You can see kind of how thick, and they're quite expensive. So this just kind of protects this as well.
Perfect. Great.
So we're going to throw this on first. I like to put this pad up a little bit higher so that I can slide it back. That just kind of pushes all the hairs into place, keeps the horse more comfortable.
It's right down the shoulder. You can see how it's kind of in line with the shoulder there. And then we can put the pad on.
And with that pad, we want to leave about a little bit more blanket forward. Because if anything, what's going to happen is your pad and your blanket is going to work its way back. So we like to see a little bit of blanket sticking out, if anything. There we go.
So you notice now this horse isn't tied. So if we have a problem, then we're not Riley, our assistant here. So the horse can break free or it can move around, and then it's not. If it begins to pull, it's not tied while we're putting all the gear on.
Here we have, it is a modified version of the old Decker style saddle. You can see that this is floating. This is the area that actually sits on the animal's back. It's really important. If you think about it, we're probably packing 150 pounds of weight on that animal. It's a dead weight. So when they have a rider, the rider is shifting, they're going with the animal. This is a dead weight, very important for them to be comfortable. So we try to secure that load as much as possible. So the first thing we want to do, rule number one, is we want to get this cinch done up. That's in case he decides to leave town on us, and we have the saddle secure on him. Okay. So for those of you who know a little bit about horses, you'll understand, especially when you're riding Western, how we do this up. Now the only difference is
So we're just doing up the breast collar and the back crupper. into place here, just making sure everything fits this particular horse.
This crupper here, I want to go down a little bit more.
Okay, so here's our front cinch done up. And what we did here is turn this into a quick release nut. So if you had problems and you were in a bind, or the horse went down for some reason, of any kind of emergency, you could reach in behind the box, grab a hold of this and pull it, and then it's undone. Same with the back. And then you, instead of undoing the regular cinch up, makes it a lot easier, a lot safer.
Okay.
And we're just adjusting the croup so it fits on this horse properly. So this is a little bit high for what I like. I'd like this to sit down a little farther here. So it's down about in here. But not so low that it's going to chafe and rub every time he's walking there. So I'd like to get it down a little lower.
Why is it important for it to be a little bit lower? What's the reason for it?
Well, for sticks and for chafing mostly, because if this is rubbing all day long and there's sweat, and it's going to get raw in here after a bit.
Okay, so what's the problem with it being too high though?
Well, too high, you're not getting the whole holding power of the crupper. Yeah, then you can't stretch out as much, because then it'll be tight. And then if you got to do hills and he's got to move out a little bit more, it gives him that little bit extra room in there. Rolling.
So Trace, what are you doing now with the front there?
I'm making more adjustments. This guy's quite a bit bigger than the last horse that wore this gear. I like to have lots of room up here, because the function of the breastplate is when the horse is going up a steep hill, this will stop the load from slipping back. So, and as Tim explained before, we don't want to restrict the movement of the horse, but we have to have the full holding power. So the crupper has to be positioned just right as well. Thank you. It's not restricting the movement of the horse. And so it's sitting about down there.
So everything is geared up towards not just functionality, but it's making sure that the livestock is really being taken care of too.
Absolutely. If you're out in the mountains for 10 days and you've got a sore horse, it's not fair for these animals that have worked so hard for you. Plus, you're a long ways out to have an injured horse, so it's important to really take care of them.
They're pretty much priority.
So I see that you guys have 2 cinches on there. Can you tell me first of all what the placement is and why it's there, and how tight does that need to be?
These need to be tight, really tight, like not over the, but when you pull on it, it's a good thing. So you got to so you have to work your hand in there, really work it in that tight. And then the back one is straight in behind the rib cage. So if you're doing going down a slope, that's helping the hold on the ribs. So this is going to help the load from shifting forward. And you don't want it so loose that then it's going to be rubbing and you're going to be fixing your load every few miles down. So if you can get it off tight on the first part, then the farther you're going to get down the track.
So that's kind of, it looks to me that that's sort of like just the foundations right now of the basics of packing. Is that right?
That's correct.
So what is the next step going to happen now?
So now we're going to put the boxes on, make sure our loads in each pannier box is about 50 pounds, a top pack about 50 pounds, so a combined weight of 150 for this horse is of dead weight. That's a pretty good load.
How important is it to have each of the side boxes of equal weight?
Oh, it's important. They got to be equal weight. If one side's heavier, then the load is going to shift and it's going to be going down the trail and shifting. So we bring a little scale that we can act. There's no guessing. It's light. It packs 50 pounds, 50 pounds, or 45, but they're the same. This makes it a whole lot easier.
Right?
So we'll go ahead and we'll put the boxes on and then we'll get back.
The rain off if we ran into rain. So with this tarp, you can kind of see, I have it about here so it doesn't get hooked on branches. And I'm just going to kind of tuck it into the back, underneath the box here. And again with here. It just kind of keeps your load neat, stops things from getting caught in it.
Nice smooth edges in behind the boxes so nothing's rubbing on the animal and the horse, irritating them.
So, on camera, you guys are doing this very piecemeal for us, which is really nice. But if you were going to be doing this just as a oneer straight through, how quick would you be able to pack this?
I could throw a pack on probably in an easy 10 minutes.
So-
Depends on how heavy your load is.
As long as everything is fit for this horse, it takes longer to make sure that everything is fit for the horse. So once this is fit for this horse, then this is going to be with this horse. Then we don't have to adjust all the time. Then we know that that one fits that horse and it saves us some time.
Okay, so what are you guys doing right now?
So we're going to show you a double diamond. Lots of people will use a single diamond, but we're going to use a double diamond. I actually like a double diamond better. It's easier for a shorter person like me, even with a tall horse like this. If I really wanted to, I could actually pack this horse by myself using this kind of a system. So we're starting off here with our lash rope and our cinch. I'm going to start by just pulling some rope through. It should be around here first and then through the diamond. You got her? Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3. This is what I did wrong. See?
There we
Okay,
go.
now it's out the back. Okay, so you want to go to that point where we're tightening it up? Okay, so now we've got our diamonds for it. We're going to tighten this up. We're good there?
I'm going to get this nice and tight.
Want to hold that load. So I'm even going to stick my foot here and
Like
pull.
a piano string.
So to tie this off, I'm just coming underneath here, back through this rope again, giving it another pull. And I'm just going to finish it off. Couple half hitches over top. And I'm going to finish off just to make it look real pretty with a daisy chain. Now I can take this and I can tuck it up if I want it out of the way or let it hang down.
The nice thing about this is if we ever need to add something, we need to get an axe out of here or a saw because of something deadfall fell over the trail, we can do it without taking the whole load apart. Then we can just pull it out and cut whatever we need.
So Tim, why should people learn to pack? I mean, I understand with outfitters and that, but who would benefit from learning how to do this, do you think?
I think preppers would, another tool they had to go out into the backcountry, get away from civilization, hunters, trail riders. Anybody who wants to enjoy the backwoods and get there without, you know, packing. It says enjoy the outdoors. It's a good way to go.
You can take a lot of your gear on horseback.
Perfect. Great. Thank you guys very much.
Hey, did you like the video about packing? Want to learn how to pack a load now? Stay tuned for future videos. We'll be doing this later. I hope you enjoyed the video. We had fun making it. If you like what why don't you give us a like, subscribe to our channel. If there's anything you want to see us do, why don't you send us a note, make it happen for you. We'll see you on the next video.
Well, once again, I hope you enjoyed that video, and I really liked our cute little new host, Riley. You'll probably be seeing more of her here and there. And just wanted to say that although we do try to focus a lot on how-tos, working with live animals, and sometimes the circumstances that we have, it's not always really possible. But what I will say is if you want some really fun and unique, interesting experiences for everybody, preppers and non-preppers, you really should have a look at Painted Warriors, their website, and if you're in the Canadian Rockies area, especially by Banff and Canmore, it would definitely be worth your while to go and check those guys out and see all the amazing things that they actually have to offer. So we're really hoping that we can continue our once-a-week video series, although it is coming on to summertime, and that might prove to be a little bit of a challenge for us. We are still going to do our absolute best to try and get videos out once a week for you so you can see the cool and fun things that we're up to. We got a lot of really fun and unique things coming up shortly in our video series, so you can look forward to those. And always remember, if you do have anything that you want to see us do, we're more than happy. In fact, we're game to try anything out. So let us know and we'll see if we can make that happen for you. And hey, we'll see you on the next video.